Hello everyone, hope you all are fit and fine. Welcome to Standard 4 Literature, Lesson 4. Today I have lined up you a story about the hero of Harlem. Take out your new Mulberry English course book of Standard 4, The Hero of Harlem. This is an adaptation of a short fictional story popularized in Hans Brinker or The Silver Skates about a boy who plugs a leaking dike with his finger to prevent it from bursting. Characters of the story are Hans, his mother, Mr. Jensen, Alphonse, Mr. Jensen's dog, a group of people. The Touch tell a wonderful story about a lad called Hans, whose bravery turned him into the hero of Harlem. Much of the land in the lowland countries has been reclaimed with massive dikes, wide as roads, keeping out the sea legend as it hands of water trickling from a hole in the dike. Do you know, student, what is a dike is? The dikes are made of huge boulders or rocks or bricks, and these are walls thick as road, and it keeps out the water to get inside the city or town. If you have visited any sea beach, you have seen this type of dikes or thick walls made there. See student, these are the dikes. This is a dike made of rocks, boulders or bricks. So it looks like this. See, here the sea water and the dike is made, and here is the land or the city. Harlem is a city in Netherlands. Netherlands means low countries. The ground is lower than the level of the sea. The people built dikes all around the country to prevent the sea water from rushing in. These walls are very important for the safety of the people. Now let us read a story about a boy from Harlem who spotted something that did not look right. So here we are going to read about Hans, who is a boy who has saved the city from a mishap. That's the water getting inside, flood inside the land. In the city, the story is in a city of Harlem, which is in Netherlands. Netherlands means low countries. Many long years in the city of Harlem, there lived a very kind boy named Hans. Hans' father was in charge of taking care of dikes or some walls that kept the sea water from rushing into Harlem and washing it away. One day, Hans' father went on a trip. Since he usually spent his holidays watching his father care for the dikes, Hans had nothing to do. So it's a many long back. There was a boy called Hans, whose father was in charge of these dikes, which were made of stone and which kept the sea water from rushing into Harlem city. One day, Hans' father, went on a trip and what was the holidays? How Hans used to spend? He used to watch his father taking care of the dikes. But that day, Hans' father was out of the town, so he has nothing much to do. I am going to bake some bread and few cakes, said Hans' mother. Why don't you take some to old Mr. Jensen this afternoon? So Hans' mother said that she is making some bread and few cakes, and she asked Hans to take it to Mr. Jensen this afternoon. Hans happily agreed, even though it was a rainy day. Mr. Jensen was an elderly man whose eyesight was failing. He had no family to take care of him, and he lived alone with his pet dog, Alphonse. Hans' mother often helped him with this household chores. In the afternoon, Hans' mother packed a basket of cake and bread for Mr. Jensen. We will have dinner at 6 o'clock, so come back before that, she said. As she gave Hans the basket, I won't be late, replied Hans. So, it was raining very heavily, but Hans was very happy to go to Mr. Jensen's house. Mr. Jensen was an old man who has a poor eyesight, and he don't have a family, only he has a pet dog named Alphonse, and often Hans' mother used to help this man with household chores. And she packed the basket of cake and bread for Mr. Jansen, and she asked Hans to come home before dinner at 6 o'clock. It was a long walk to Mr. Jansen's house. He lived at the edge of the town, close to the dikes. The spring rain had been much heavier than usual, pouring down hard each day and night, while the wind turned the windmills and the rain watered the tulips. The strained and solemn dikes kept filling, worrying Hans as he passed. The hard rain pelted him, and the piercing cold winds stung his cheeks, but he pressed on, keeping his head down, hunching his shoulders and pulling his coat tight about. So it was Mr. Jansen's house was at the edge of the town, and it was too far but for Hans to go, and the rain it was a spring rainy day, and it was pouring down very hard each day and night, and it was turning the windmills, and the rain watered the tulips, the flowers, and it also soiled the dikes. So Hans was very worried while he was passing the dikes. It was also very cold, and the winds were blowing, and Hans' cheek was stung. Stung means caused sharp pain. Actually, when the cold winds are blowing, if you will feel sometime that it's like the slap, you feel very pain on your cheeks. So it was like that with Hans, and he was keeping his head down because the winds were hitting his cheek, and he was hunching his shoulder and pulling his coat tight like this. See student, he was just putting his face down and hunching his shoulder down and pulling his coat down. Hans reached Mr. Jansen's house with the basket of goodies. Mr. Jansen was delighted that Hans had come to visit him. "Sir, sit down, my lad," the old man said. Mr. Jansen enjoyed telling Hans stories about how things were long ago, and the boy loved to listen to him. The old man and the boy talked and talked. They shared the cake and bread. Minutes turned into hours. Suddenly Hans looked at the clock. "It's past 6 o'clock, he exclaimed. "I won't reach home time for dinner. Mother will be waiting for me." Hans quickly said good night to Mr. Jansen and began the long walk home. His wooden shoes clicked and clacked against the wet and muddy brick road. The rain had not let up. The street was empty. Everyone had gone home, taking shelter from the cold rain. So he shared the stories with Mr. Jansen, used to tell him about the old days, and they talked a lot, and then they shared the cake and bread. And suddenly Hans looked at the clock. It was already 6 o'clock past. So he exclaimed, and he said good night to Mr. Jansen, and he walked back to home. And he was wearing a wooden shoe, and it was getting stuck in the mud, so it was clicked and clacked. It was not so easy for him to walk back soon, and the streets were empty because it was raining, and everyone wanted a shelter. So everyone had gone home back to take a shelter from the cold rain. Hans was thinking about a warm dinner and a cozy bed when he passed one of the many dikes. Something did not look right. Hans crept closer to the dike to see. There, in the middle of the high stone wall, in between the stone blocks, was a small hole. From the hole seeped a thin trickle of water. While Hans knew that the dripping water looked harmless, he also knew that the water building up behind the great wall would push at the tiny hole until it became bigger and bigger. Soon it would let the water come rushing through, washing away the town. So Hans was thinking about a warm dinner and a cozy bed, but while he was passing the dike, he saw a middle of the high stone wall. There was a stone blocks, was a small hole, and the water was seeping from that thin trickle of water was coming out. Hans knew that now the water looked harmless, dripping of water looked harmless, but soon it will make the hole bigger and bigger, and then it would push at the tiny hole and the water will rush through, washing away the town. "Help!" Hans called out. "Someone help! The dike is going to burst!" But the wind drowned out Hans' cries. He was sure nobody had heard him. There would be no help. Hans knew he had to think fast and do something quickly. "I will plug the hole with my hand," he decided, and he pushed his fist in the hole. The water stopped trickling. So Hans was calling for help, as he knew that this can be too dangerous, but he also knows that if he cries also nobody can hear him and come for help. So he has no time to think. He wants to think fast and quickly. So what he did, he plugged the hole with his hand and he decided to insert his fist, to push his fist in the hole to stop the trickling of the water. The rain kept pelting and the wind continued to swirl. And the rain was going on and the winds were moving around quickly in a circle, and it was a very problematic situation. But still Hans kept his plugged in the hole. He knew that in the order to save his town, he could not let the water break through the dike. He was such a brave boy that in spite of the rain, in spite of the swirling of wind, he put his fist plugged in the hole so that the water could not get through the dike. Then suddenly standing before him was Mr. Jansen, who had come out to walk Alphonse. "Hans," he cried, "what are you doing here?" "There is a leak in the dike," cried Hans. "Please hurry and get help." Mr. Jansen immediately got help. Soon a group of people came and repaired the dike. "My lad," said Mr. Jansen, "first I will take you home and then I will tell everyone of the boy who saved the town." So suddenly there was someone standing before him. It was none other than Mr. Jansen, who has come there to walk Alphonse's dog. He cried and said, "Hans, what are you doing here?" Then Hans explained that there is a leak in the dike, and he cried that go and call immediately someone to repair it. Then Mr. Jansen called some group of people. They came and repaired the dike, and then Mr. Jansen said that first he will take the brave boy Hans home, and then he will tell the story of the brave boy who saved the town to everyone. So this is the story, student. Your work is you have to write the word meanings in your school copy, and thoroughly you have to go through the lesson. You have to read the lesson. This is your homework, student. What we have learned from this, the values highlighted in the story is unconditional love for the land and people. Hans loved his people so much, his country so much, that he was ready to sacrifice even his life to save others. So this is the story. In the next part of the video, question answers will be provided. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.